wonderful people. My name is Bonnie Northgraves, and this is another episode of Jazz Story Time. Today I'm going to be talking about a tune from 1914. This is W.C. Handy's St. Louis Blues. So, let's jump into it. Bam, 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 piano cam. Alright, I'm going to play this in the key of G. There is the tune, written by W.C. Handy in 1914. So, what makes a song famous? Is it record sales? Is it airplay? Is it sheet music sales? Probably not in this day and age, but back then maybe. Well, what about number of records made? Or how about how often it appears in film or TV or on stage? How about how often it's requested by dancers? What about if you've named a sports team after it? I would argue that this is probably one of the most successful jazz tunes of the 1900s. This is the second most recorded song in the US, I believe, other than Silent Night. How about that? In its time, it had about 15 hit records. And that's all really cool because at the time when W.C. Handy wrote this, he was about 40 years old and he was super down on his luck. He had been cheated out of the rights for Memphis Blues and was just really hurting, I think, all around. He was really in quite serious poverty, and the story goes that he was standing outside of a saloon and didn't even have a shirt to wear underneath his coat. And he's standing there looking in, wishing he could have a nice meal. He could be participating in the merriment. And this woman comes along and she looks worse off than he. And she says, "My man, he took my heart and he cast it into the sea like a rock," or something along those lines. And the way that she had said that struck this idea with him. And it cued the opening line of the song, "I hate to see that evening sun go down." So, he wrote this song, and it was a bit of an uphill battle because at that time, audiences weren't totally weren't totally ready for just the straight up blues. So one thing that he did to make it more approachable or palatable for the everyday audience was to add the tango bridge, which you heard when I was playing it. At that time, the tango was all the rage. It was really hip, and people were dancing to that. So throwing in that sort of exotic flavor was enticing. The other thing that W.C. Handy struggled with was that he couldn't find a publisher to put the song out. So at that time, he also had his own publishing house, though it was struggling, because obviously he was struggling too. So they tried and they tried and they tried, and it took a couple of years, but after a few years, success! Yeah, so at that time, in about a 10-year period, there was probably 15 hit recordings of this song. The Bessie Smith recording instantly comes to mind. It's pretty iconic recording of this song. But also another great version of this song is the one done by the St. Louis Blues organist at the home games for the hockey team. Every game, he plays the song from start to finish. So you can check that out too if you ever see the St. Louis Blues play on TV when hockey comes back. You can check that out. This is such a Canadian thing. Watch this hockey game to see a jazz song. Okay, so to wrap it up, I'm going to sing it out for you. I hate to see that evening sun go down. I hate to see that evening sun go down. 'Cause my baby done left me. He packed out and left this town. If I'm feeling tomorrow like I feel today, if I'm feeling tomorrow like I feel today, I'm gonna pack up my trunk and I'll move away. St. Louis woman with her diamond rings pulls her man around by those apron strings. 'Twas for her powder and her store-bought hair that man of hers, but he don't go nowhere, nowhere. I got the St. Louis blues, I'm as blue as I can be. You got the St. Louis blues, I'm as blue as I can be. Feeling like a man done thrown a rock down to the sea. Alright, there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Bonnie Northgraves, and I'll see you next time. Bye!